I actually wanted to program some more in SonicPy. Because I've been having a lot of fun with this actually. So one thing I wanted to show was here. You can see what the samples are like. Okay. Wow, that's really pretty. So how do you play a sample instead of a synth like this? Instead of use synth, you do sample, live loop sample. Like we would say live loop of, let's call it just guitar. And we say play or sample and then colon whatever the guitar fifths is with not only a chord but a chord mode and then sleep. Would that do anything? Syntax error. I guess I don't know how to use samples. How would I look? Use sample VPN with. So you just do a live loop, and then it's just sample colon whatever, and then whatever parameters. I guess I don't know what parameters it needs. Maybe it doesn't need any of that. So this is guitar E, but can I do... So it's kind of like a, since it's a sample, it's like a recording, so I can't really transpose it to anything unless I shift the rate or something. Wow, yeah. So look, you give it this, make it sleep a bit more, and then do it like that's so cool. But then here, what's the way to do it where I give it an array and I say a couple different values, 1.25, 0.5, 0.5, oops, then another half, and then a 1 and a 1, and then I say dot choose. And how do I sleep that amount of time? Was that sleep dot choose? Okay. Really like that. like it's much too fast. Like some of this needs to be like 0.5 or 2 or another something. I mean, it doesn't sound good at all, but I'm just trying to figure out how to play samples, really. But you know, that one kind of just goes back and forth. But like, I'm kind of curious to see what other examples they have to give us other ideas. You know. Tron bike. I'm kind of curious what this one is. So I guess what can I learn from this? I'm seeing... What is ring? I don't know what ring is. So it looks like... What the heck? How does he make... Yeah, he's saying like, you know, up here, this variable called notes gets a bunch of different notes, but I don't know what ring is. I don't know if that's a sound, a synth sound or something, but it's got a couple of notes. And what it's saying is he's giving himself another variable that says, hey, this variable called note 1 is going to be one of these notes, one of these values from the note pool. So you're like indexing into the notes, or like, you know, dot choose on the table, I guess, of notes. And then also saying in its minor mode, dot choose, that's what note 1 is. This what's note 2 is. And the thing is, you can just play variables apparently like this. You say play N1. I don't get why. I don't know what control P is going to do. You know, it's storing play N1 inside of P and then saying control P, which I'm not exactly sure what's happening there, but wow. Let me see what this one sounds like. Driving pulse. Oh yeah. Wow. So look, this is how they change its pitch. Sorry, this is so boring. Or repetitive, rather. I'm trying to use either echo or reverb on it. Oh, that's kind of handy. Let me see if that works. This is wild. So here's an example of how easy it is to do drums, you know? I mean, just a simple beat. It's using a sample of a kick, waiting, you know, sleeping for half a beat, slowing that sample down to tweak it a bit, and then just, you know, live looping that. But the sample is sample heavy drum kick. Now, I don't know why you need to load a sample every time you use it. I don't think so, because I didn't do a load sample for my last experiment. But then how would we, like, if we wanted to transpose all of this, I guess what we could do, like, no, that just speeds it up. I don't know how to make it not so, you know, repetitive, but that's a cool, you know, that's a cool thing to teach, or a cool drum idea here, just to get a simple drum going, you know. Okay. So look, here's an example. Here's an example of how they made it not so repetitive. They did two samples, a heavy kick and then a snare, and then they said, you know, play the heavy drum kick for 6 times, and then play the faster drums of the heavy kick 8 times, 6 and then 8, and then so I guess I'm kind of confused what this puts does. Okay. This is interesting. Look at all this stuff. So yeah, rigging is something you have to do when you declare like a table of notes or something. So it looks like this vertical pipe syntax here is sort of a special sort of loop in Sonic Pi that does, it's like a for loop for items in a table, I guess, because it's saying, you know, for dot each of the notes. So for every value, kind of like a for loop for every value in a given table, do something at nth position, you know. So that's why it's kind of like a for loop. And I don't know what dot look does. takes 3 values. I really don't know what that is. Let's hear it. Wow. No fucking way. How is it doing it? How is it doing it? Wow. That's why it puts. Every time it says puts, it shows up over here, you know? Puts slow drums, puts fast drums, you know? Put how does it feel when the live loop synth repeats. It goes like F, C, D, D, G, C, D, D, repeat, F, C, how does it feel? D, D, G, C, D, D. So now I'm guessing, like, so you hear that right there, how the synth changed. That's gotta be this, right? Because it's like, it's within the notes loop is going here. It's gotta be the, yeah, it's gotta be the cutoff. The cutoff values is the kind of EQ of the, yeah, how fat the noise is. But, gosh, it's sick. So this is just giving us the same exact thing in octaves. So it's a little more fleshed out, is that right? Like, what happens if I just comment this out? And it builds, that's cool. It builds like this, 6 times, then 8, then play. That's super cool. I guess I've got a couple questions. Like, I don't get how... Oh, okay. Well, the drums... Shoot. I don't know how they do the different beginning without the synth there. That's so cool that that's like a freak... This is the way to do, you know, the chord changes. Like, I was just talking about how to prevent it from sounding so repetitive. I mean, you know, it's still looped, but it's gosh, that's really cool. So yeah, the secret comes. So look at setting, you know, half amplitude, fast attack, normal sustain, kind of fast release, I guess. Or is 0.25 a slow release? Mod range, don't know what that is. Mod phase, don't know what that is. Mod invert wave, don't know what that is. Mod range, let's see if that's in here. No. Maybe it's under use synth defaults. All default values calls to play. So maybe in play we'll learn a bit. Okay. Amount in time in beats to reach full amplitude attack. Short attack is fast. Long attack is the pad. Okay. And then what about the release? Small number is a fast release or slow release? Mount in time to move sustain from sustain to silent. Okay. So yeah, fast sustain, or Small number is a really fast release. Very percussive, yeah. 0.01 is very percussive, yeah. And 1 would be really long. Whereas, no, yeah, it makes sense. Like a 1 value is a long attack and a 1 value is a long release. Okay. Then mod range. Oh, really? It's not going to say it? I thought it was going to say it right in here. Mod range, mod phase, mod invert wave. I don't know what any of those things do. It doesn't help. Yeah, how come? Like if I just want to play. I guess that's. I still don't know what use debug does. Does that just mean it plays the debugging so it can put. No, it's saying use debug false. I don't know. Let me see if use debug is in here. Oh my gosh. Here. Use debug. Enable or disable direct messages created on synth triggers. If this is set to false, the synth will be silent. But why does it print the why would it print use debug? If I do true, what does that give us? Oh wow. Wait, that's like a lot more, huh? Does it mean it's giving every gosh, it's like saying every line that it runs, every beat that it runs or whatever. Jeez. So yeah, I guess that just makes it a simpler output over here. So it only prints out what you're saying when you print something to console here. Gosh, that's cool. That's cool. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, because the snare didn't come in until after the first live loop of the synth. So I guess I'm just still trying to figure out how the live loops kind of work. Because they'll loop, given a time to sleep, they'll continue to loop, but it did this one first, then this one. Yeah, because, okay, so it does all of this once, and then it'll do this one, and then this will keep looping when that one's going, and then same with this, where once that one's done once, then this one will start, and then they'll all be looping. I don't know what tick is, or dot look. I don't know what tick is. I don't know what dot look does. I don't know what line and a number does either. It's some number, I'm guessing, because I think cutoff can only take a number between 1 and 30 or something like that. And then steps. So it's almost like this dot look. I don't know if you want to call it a function, but dot look function given 3 parameters will spit out a cutoff. I don't know what it would do. I feel like since its third argument is a thing called steps, it lets you change how fast you can ramp something like the cutoff in the EQ. But I don't know, like if this is the max cutoff, this is the minimum cutoff. I just still don't get why this says line 90. I don't know why it would say that. But if that's a minimum cutoff and that's a maximum, and then here is the amount of steps to do it. I really don't know. But, you know, this is really just this one chunk of code is that building up of a, you know, synth song or whatever you want to call it, a looping chord progression with drums. That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. I really like this app. Yeah, this is really cool. I don't know what Knit does or Ring does. And I don't get why people load samples like this. I don't think I had to do that when I was messing around with the guitar fits sample, did I? I wouldn't have known to do that. Gosh, this one sounds like it's going to be crazy. Silver 2. Wow. That's crazy. That's wild. So I guess I'm like confused on what this tick is still. I don't know what this note knit function, but here's this dot look. I don't know if you'd call it a function or a method with 3 arguments. And all, you know, again, once with between 0 and 100, and then a number of steps as the 3rd argument. There's another like dot take method. I'm not sure what that does. But you know, I'm looking. I'm. This is just a name for this live loop that is a guitar E minor. It waits a little bit and then it plays a guitar E minor 9 backwards and then it waits a little bit. So it's like when you tell it to just play a sample, you don't give it a note value. You just tell it play the sample. And you can either change its amplitude or cut off. It's amazing that this isn't that many lines of code and it sounds so complex like that, you know? Especially when this is kind of unnecessary for it to play all that music. So it's really just this amount of code. Like, that's pretty crazy. Wow, this is really interesting. It's like, I didn't know you could do this. It's like saying, you know, we're storing in a variable the second E's minor pentatonic scale, but we're also going to be taking 4 octaves of it. And this dot take 4 gives you 4. Does it give you 4 values? All of which are minor pentatonic E2s in different octaves. And then for 16 times, take that variable that you stored those 4 and choose one of them. And then wait, and then choose another one. Wow. And then give it all reverb and set some room parameter to 1, which maybe makes it more reverby. But that's a bulk of the code. Is what I just went over. And I mean that's just what I think it is. I just don't know what. I mean, like, this is all new to me, that you can do something called scale E2 with a minor pentatonic parameter in a number of octaves, then run a method called take with 4 to get 4 values, 4 octaves. That's crazy. I want to see the man pages for num octaves and dot take somehow. And then, you know, this is saying, I still don't know what nit is. Nit. So like, if you look at the kind of blueprint, it takes in a note, then it takes in a value, or, you know, integer or whatever. It takes in a note and then an integer. I still don't know what dot look does. How do I figure out what dot look does? It would be under the note. It would be under note or under nit. So look, nit, value, anything, count, number. So nit, it knits a series of value count pairs to create a ring buffer where each value is repeated count times. I don't know what ring is. Okay, so it's saying, well, I mean, it's saying, you know, value and then number, right? Anything and then number. So it's saying, hey, put the number 1 5 times. Is that right? I don't know what ring is still. So E2 2, C2 3 would yield E2 twice, C2 3 times. So this one would be E 12 times, C 4 times. But then, you know, if that's in, oh yeah, no, that's in this synth Zawa. Okay. Okay. I still don't know. I need to figure out what the dot look is still, which is probably in cutoff. Well, no, dot look. I don't know. That's just a method to run on a table or something. I don't know what I would call that. Dot look. Let's see if in cutoff. I don't have it. I guess, curious what line is. Still. Line start and finish both numbers. So yeah, this is a parameter to line, not cutoff. Create a ring buffer representing a straight line. Step defaults to 4. What does that even mean? Line 0, 4, steps 4. So yeah, line. Okay, so line is what the steps parameter comes from, not the cutoff or the dot look. So in between 0 and 4 have 4 steps. In between 5 and 0 have 5 steps. Inclusive true. Okay. So it's like includes 0, includes 3. So it just gives you, line just gives you iterated, or a number of, they call it a ring buffer, straight line between a start and finish of step elements. So it's called line, but it's really making values in incremental steps in between one another. I don't get why it says steps default of 4. Like, oh, well, you know, if you're making music, it makes, so if you don't pass in any argument as the third one, you just do line 0 to 4, it'll default the steps to 4. That makes sense. I'm still confused. I want to see what dot look is, and I want to see what dot take is. I actually need to just spend like a whole day reading this tutorial is what I need to do. Okay. Oh gosh, okay. I'm trying to see. I don't know how to look up where to find this look method or this take method and see how they work. Oh wow. That's cool. You can see all the synths here. I don't know how to find info on that dot look or dot take, but this is really cool. You know, how do we say, I typed in dot look, but it didn't come up. Dot look. How do you find man pages for like those methods? See, look at this dot tick. I still want to figure out what that is too. Oh, look, tick ring and variables. That's what I want to know. Oh, ring of chords. I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, that was like not a bad page. I just want to see what that look is. I still don't get what this dot look is, man. How are we supposed to figure out what this dot look does? It's like I just need to freaking read the manual, but it's a big ass manual. This cool guy, Sam Aaron, man, made this. This is so cool. This is great, man. So yeah, look at this. Let's do what he says right here. So I guess I didn't realize when I was first doing this tutorial that this colon name, this is just a name. This could be anything. Libel isn't anything. We could call it. We can call it anything. So I didn't realize that. But you know, if you change this, then your whole sample changes. But like, this is what we were doing. Look at this value for ambi choir. What happens when you change the sleep? See, this guy's got a great little tutorial because he's just saying, you know, to play around with it. Change the values, change the blue rate values to hear the sample sound change. Yeah. Change the sleep. Yeah, different rates. Uncommenting to remove. Sign. Try changing mix to 0 is out of the mix, 1 fully in the mix. Okay. Remember to run. Okay. Live loop guitar with echo. Wow. 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 That's so simple, but it's so good. So yeah, this guitar E minor 9 sample. See, look, he also has it here if you want to hear it backwards. No, I don't know why he has it. He's just saying, like, see what happens if you reverse it. That's really sick. Wow, that's pretty wild. I like the 8 sleeps here. It sounds really good. Curious what other samples. That's cool with the echo. This phase is a little tricky. I'm not sure what that does exactly, but... So this is cool. This, I didn't know amp could be set to 10. And this live loop boom is just that thump by cranking it up, you know? Giving it a right one, I don't know why. So it's like if you wanted to do it every other one, you know, set up something like that so you get the beat without the guitar, and then the next time it's together, and then start laying those other pads on there or whatever, you know. There's just so much you can do. So it's like this. This is great, man. That's great. I didn't know any of that. Play controls. Editor controls, code editor. This is a great freaking app, man. This is cool. I love this. No mistakes, only opportunities. Sorry guys, I know this isn't very riveting. This is just my attempt at programming a little every day, you know. Controls you pass to play. So those are called ops, not parameters. Amp. Okay. Ops have two major parts: their name and then their value. Okay. Play 50 with the... I was gonna say that wasn't... Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's cool. Pan would be fun, I think, to mess with. That's cool. That's a great way to visualize it. Point 1. Decay. 2. I guess that'd be release. This is the decay. Jeez, okay. Nice. Ambi Lunar Land. Ambi Lunar Land. Wow. See, like if I wanted to do cutoff in here at like 50, what would that sound like? $50. Wow, that sounds like some freaking... Gosh, I don't know what that sounds like. That sounds so sick. does it do? How did we do the different amount of sleep rates? Sleep brackets dot choose. That's cool, man. This is really cool, yeah. I like this a lot. And then look at, we can do this again, right? We could say, hey, this is actually that guitar we had back. E minor would be that G. Sorry. Then this is can be B1 and B2 maybe. That's really cool. I want to learn more about the chords, play chords. That works more, but that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing with this. But we got some, I listen to this type of music when I work, so if I have a couple of these different presets that are fun to mess around with, and I can continue to make new stuff, got music I can work to that I've been learning how to program, so that's really cool. Anyways, that's enough for tonight. Thanks for watching. That was fun.